Are live. Happy New Year.
Yeah, wait, we're not ready. We're gonna party. Oh my God, what a year! Come. We had quite a year. You saw the gamer, but you didn't see the Mandalorian. Here, come, Mandalorian, come. They want to see you over here. Come. Here, we had Jordan last week, and Ethan is our Mandalorian. And guess what? Guess what we got? We got a thank you card from Darth Vader himself. Look, Darth Vader sent us a card saying, "You are the chosen one." You see, so Darth Vader is watching our show. If you guys didn't know about it, okay, thank you. Yeah, you did great. You did great. Here, give me 5. You did great. You're a star. You're a born star. Okay, good. Now you're off the show. So,
fantastic.
Yes. So,
Even Darth Vader had to recognize the gains.
Yeah, no, Darth Vader is a big fan of Celsius. You know, what can I tell you? Thank you. So we had quite a year, 2020. A lot of you, I'm sure, are very, very happy that it's over, considering all the stuff that's happening with Corona and unemployment and all of the suffering that we're going through. But here we are, first day of the new year. Again, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. Cell token hit an all-time high last week. We can't really complain about anything. I think all of us, knock on wood, if we're staying safe, staying away from Corona, if you didn't party too hard last night and help spread the Corona, then you're doing good. I barely leave this apartment. I'm waiting for my injection. When I get it, then I'm going to go out and meet people. Until then, I'm pretty much on lockdown, not traveling anywhere, and not kissing anybody. All right. So, exactly. Just hodl your kisses, okay?
Hodl your kisses. Hodl everything.
Right. All right, so a few things to talk about. We have a really exciting show. We're going to do a new segment today, which is rapid fire, where we kind of take all the questions. Yeah. Zach has, I think, 20 of them already lined up, but we're going to basically make sure that we cover all your questions. So normal Q&A and then rapid fire. All right. So what is so different in this economy, right? So this economy, we've had recessions before, we've had troubles before, but this time it's different. This is the first time ever that I can remember. I mean, even if you go back 50 years, where we had services recession. Almost every recession, if you go back, you would see that it was mostly related to the manufacturing or a real estate or the internet boom or whatever. It was never the services economy, which is 70% of the US economy, and never had a recession. I mean, it's kind of always chugging along, doing very, very well. So the pandemic is the first time that the majority of the US economy got hit really, really bad, right? Because you go to the movies, you take an Uber, you go and do your nails or whatever. Not me, obviously, but I've never done my nails. You know, they come naturally beautiful. But my point is, all these things are services, and when you have a pandemic or anything like that, then basically those things are get hit really, really bad, and that's why the Fed and the other the government have basically pulled out all the stops to try to maintain the service economy and the whole economy until things come back, right? And obviously it's taking much longer. We had several waves of Corona. We had several waves of basically recession getting deeper and deeper. And if you could borrow money from the government, great. The banks gave you money, you're surviving, right? The debt, the people who can take on more debt are doing just fine. The people who are not are not. And we have, I think, Zach, we're showing a testimonial today, right, from somebody who, without Celsius, probably would not have made it. So, and that's
Alex,
the
right
average.
now we've already
Yeah.
hit 1,000 viewers. We have 1,000 live viewers right now.
Yeah.
The audience is
Thanks, guys.
exploding. Please like and share. We're trying to hit 30,000 on our YouTube channel. Get this out to everybody you can. I mean, we're going to be covering a lot of updates today, and a lot of excitement coming in 2021.
Yes, and thanks, guys. I mean, last week was a record week on all fronts.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Over $312 million in deposits, which is probably double what we normally get. Also signs up. We'll get an update, live update on how many signs up, but it's at least double our normal signups just last week, right? So definitely we're seeing a huge acceleration. We already seen an acceleration with COVID and so on. Obviously, Celsius is just flying high, but now it's going even faster. And I'll share some stuff with you guys also. Yeah. But let me start with just finishing the update. Just one sec.
Yeah, yesterday there was a 24-hour live stream going on. When some of the community members organized this, and it was really a fantastic show. They went the distance. A bunch of people from the company went on. Alex, Harumi, Nuke, myself, Wasim, a ton of people dropped in. It was a great effort. We had a lot of fun, great educational content. We really have our community is our best asset. We love you guys. You're the ones that are making this happen. And those last 3 days, Alex, we had, I think it was 1,600, then 1,800, then another 1,000 active users. So just something hit, right? Something blew up over the last week.
Yeah, that's net. I think you're talking about net depositors, but signs up are much higher than that. We've hit, like one day I saw over 4,000 new subscribers just in one day. So, but anyway, so going back to the 2020 recession, right? I just want to finish that point that the services economy, when it gets hit, it recovers much slower, right? It's going to take us a while to go back to normal. And so just all of the people out there, when you watch TV or telling you everything's going to be wonderful, the minute everybody gets a shot, we're going to go back to normal. No, that's not what's going to happen. So again, the stock market, the Wall Street is completely disconnected. It's like a cloud floating out there, has no relation to what's actually happening on the street, to the average person. And that's because there is 7 times more money. If you look at M1, which is the money supply, right? Just Google that. You will see that during this last year, basically 2020, we flooded the markets with 7 times more money than we've ever done, right? You look at any other recession and you'll see that the amount of support that was given is 7 times greater than what it was before. So what does it mean, right? It means that again, your dollar is getting devalued, right? So let's look at, I'm going to share my screen here and just walk you through some of the kind of like impact of what this stuff does, right? So, so you can see my screen now?
Yes.
All right, good. So this is, again, a chart that compares gold to the currencies that you know. And gold is the bar here, the straight bar, just kind of like the steady state, right? The stable coin, if you want to call it. And you can see in red, this is the Japanese yen. So World War II obviously took a huge hit on Japan. They lost the war. And basically their currency never recovered since, right? It lost 90-something% of its value from where it was when it was pegged to the dollar, pegged to the gold, right? We went off the gold standard in 1971, so right here, and you can see what happened. The dollar immediately started losing value as we basically printed more and more money, went through several recessions, and we are about to fall off a cliff. So that hasn't happened yet. Again, compared to the gold, right? So we are about. You may have seen articles of me talking about how gold is going to lose dollars are going to lose 90% of their value, and so on. But basically, we are. Sorry, I got my slides here in the wrong order. But the point is that let's see if it's this one. Yeah, it's dollar to lose 99% of its value. That's what I'm saying, right? So I brought some examples for you, right? Zimbabwe is a country in Africa that had the strongest currency in Africa. One Zimbabwe dollar used to be worth more than $1 US, right?
Wow.
So the exchange rate used to be, you would get more than $1 when you exchange a Zimbabwe dollar to a dollar. And then they basically started doing what we're going through, right? And as you know, if you've ever seen these bills, this is a 10 billion Zimbabwe dollar bill, right? And this could barely buy you a loaf of bread, right? So,
wow.
So when you go 10 billion, like look at these zeros, right? And they didn't even stop there. If you thought that this was bad, guess what? Then they came up with a new bill. There was a $20 trillion Zimbabwe dollar. 20 trillion. There's how many zeros here? If you want to learn about trillions, you got all the zeros right here. You know how many zeros that is. So,
Jeez Louise.
Okay, now if you think somehow this is not going to happen to the US dollar, here's your $1 million bill, US dollar bill, right? If you think for some reason that this piece of paper is any different than this piece of paper, then you really don't understand anything, right? And you need
Didn't Congress introduce in the original stimulus bills in March the $2 trillion platinum coins? Like they're doing the same thing.
Right. Well, they're trying to solve. Yeah, they're trying to use that to solve the budget issue. So one way to solve it is to go and get issue debt with the Fed. So basically, the Fed buys your debt and you get dollars in return. Sure. And the other way to do it is just to mint a coin that is worth $1 trillion. Put it right. The U.S. Mint, which is controlled by the government. You put that in treasury. You give that to Mnuchin, well, for another 20 days. Then you give it to Yellen, and suddenly the government has an extra $1 trillion. But again, it's just a piece of paper. It doesn't matter what it is, right? So my point is that unless you put yourself in safe area, in non-correlated assets, you will not do well. Right. So when you see here, I'm still sharing my screen. If you see Cell Token going up several thousand%, or Bitcoin going up several thousand%, it's not that Bitcoin is doing so well. One Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin. It's just that now it takes 3 times as many dollars to buy one Bitcoin. It used to be 10,000, and now it's almost 30,000. So the only thing that changed is how many dollars it takes to buy a Bitcoin. And really what all the people around you are telling you is, we know that our dollars are going to be like a useless piece of paper. I can't even buy an ice cream with these things, right? So I'm willing to pay more and more and more to not be denominated in dollars and have a different asset, gold or stable coins or crypto, right, to be detached from the dollar economy. Now, we talk about it every week, but I did want to bring you, Darth Vader, right? No, just kidding. I wanted to bring you the examples. These are fresh examples. Right. You go to Zimbabwe right now, and or to Turkey, or to Venezuela, or to Argentina, or to Lebanon, and now it's kind of propagating to other countries. The inflation rate is just going completely out of control, right? So when you see this spike in the prices of Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else, all of this represents is the fact that enough people, or many, many new people, are deciding to part with their dollars, and they're willing to pay more and more and more for non-correlated assets. Right now, again, Bitcoin went parabolic, just like Cell Token, but so I would be careful. I published this several times, right? Telling people, hey, look at this parabolic move. we should see a retrenchment below 20,000, and that should be, you should continue averaging in, right? You should be continuing, if you want to buy some Bitcoin, to buy a little bit every month, right?
Right.
So let's look at some other stuff here. So again, we have brand new shirts. If you have not seen them, I'm waiting for mine. I'm still wearing my old Celsius shirts, my HODL shirts, and then Bank yourself shirts. But if you want to get these new ones, they are being shipped. So they're only $18, right? The best way to communicate or advertise your commitment to basically take care of your finances and teach others, right? Teach others, right? That's point number 7. We've added that clearly. If you've done well, now you have to do good. This is the part where you do good. You teach others, right? And we had a great story. I got an email from a guy who was like late on his flight, and he was stuck at the end of the TSA line, and he had his HODL Celsius sticker on, and the TSA agent walked over to him, grabbed him, and he was like shaking. He was like, what's going on? He's like, look, I'm a Celsian. Man, this thing went over $5. We were all excited. And he brought him to the front of the line. He was like, so if anyone tells you that Cell Token does not have utility, you go to the airport and talk to some TSA agents, right? So, but anyway, look, these are great shirts. They're really cool. They come in all sizes, in black only though. That's our, and just wear them, right? You wear them, people are going to ask you a question. What is this?
Right.
What is HODL? How do you unbank yourself? And all that stuff, right? So definitely, again, we put it at cost. We're not trying to make any money here. It's just trying to get every one of you should get one of these shirts. So if you want to go, the website is on top, usastrong.io. That's my wife's company. They're made in the United States. So you'll be supporting businesses both in California and Texas, New Jersey, which are the places where the stuff is made. So it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Yeah, our community is getting so large now that just walking around, you'll bump into a Celsian here and there.
That's right.
That's so cool.
So,
cool.
Also, the Daily HODL did a great story, if you haven't seen it, basically stating that assets, the top 20 crypto assets that did not register with the SEC were all going down, and the few that did were going up. So if you didn't read this article, it's another thing you should look into. We talked about Cell Token, the gold thing. Again, I did a prediction. This was in January 12. This article published on January 12, 2020, right? You have a timestamp here for my tweet, right? So here it is, January 12, 2020, of me saying Bitcoin will finish the year above 30K. I missed it by a few $100s, right? It went to 29,600 and something. And now I'm telling you, it's probably going to take a little bit of a hit. Again, last time you'll be able to buy it at those low levels. So definitely, if you want to double up in January or February, in the next 3 months, it's going to probably have a correction. So when it takes that correction, again, say, okay, I'm going to have 4 buys. Don't try to find the bottom. It's going to be very hard for you. It drops 10, 20%, you buy some, it continues to dropping, you buy some more, it goes up, you buy some more. It doesn't matter what it does. You just break it into 3 or 4 buys, and this way you average in at a lower price, right? That's all you're trying to do.
Right. And we have a lot of people on the stream now, and they try to say, oh, I'll wait for the dip, or I'll wait to, buy at a certain price. And nobody knows what the price is going to do. The best strategy is just to buy a little bit every week or every day or every month. And then over time, because this is a long duration asset, you're going to build those savings, and those savings will continue to appreciate.
That's right. You see, I don't have to say anything. Zach is fully trained. I can retire now. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. You're doing great, Zach. So this is a great chart. If you haven't seen it on TradingView, anyone can go on
Channel of Dreams. Yeah.
Yes. But anyone can go on TradingView and create basically their own chart. So this is a Cell Token chart. What I liked about it is that basically they put the news that we announced to kind of show what triggers Cell going up or down. And so it's a great way to kind of understand what are the things that are helping sell token, what are the things that are not helping sell token. Also, again, if you're not following my channel on Mashinsky, at Mashinsky on Twitter, there's a lot of great content here, a lot of posts that I do. And we just crossed actually 1 million impressions on some of these tweets. So definitely thank you guys for sharing. Like, I think this message that I pinned has close to 900 likes here. So I think that's an all-time record. And so again, thank you for the ones who are following, the ones who are not. Definitely join and follow me on Twitter. Obviously join us on YouTube as well. But there's a lot of great content here. And if you have content or you want me to share something, tag me, and I'll try to share as much as I can with the community, right? I also usually tag Celsius Network, and they repost these things. And don't miss, we're doing an AMA with Charles Hodgkinson with the Crow. So Jason is going to be moderating the AMA. It's on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely don't miss that. And we'll be publishing a link of how you can join. So definitely the community is very excited about that. We will be adding Cardano in Q2 of 2020.
Oh, Alex, that's such huge news. When ADA was like, I mean,
Yes.
This has been a community ask for a very long time. ADA is coming. You can confirm?
Yes, confirming in Q2 of 2021. So
Woo!
again, we wanted the chain to stabilize. We wanted to make sure that we got all the security stuff done. We're still waiting for a few updates, but looks like, and this is what Zach was talking about, this 24-hour live stream where we had a lot of guests. And again, this is community organized. It's not Celsius putting it together and so on. So a lot of the initiatives here that you're seeing, are all community driven, right? Again, my Medium post about financial freedom, if you didn't read that, those are all great reads. Here's my daughter, came to visit me in New York. Thank you, Rena. And my oldest daughter. And also my middle one, Natalie, also came to visit me. So, and we took these funny pictures. I was trying to show what the people who did not buy Bitcoin feel like. That's basically that's what it looks like. So as you can see, there wasn't a soul on the streets. We were very safe because there wasn't anybody there. Sure. This is Manhattan on a weekday. It's just crazy, So anyway, moving on. So we updated the site. There's a lot of new stuff on the site. Again, if you don't know where to find our streams, now we're putting it on Fridays during the AMA. So you can easily find that here. And we, as you remember, last week we told you we raised the rates for non-US, the 6.2%. We earn more, we pay more, right? Some of our competitors do exactly the opposite. They earn more, they pay you less. They keep lowering the rates that they're paying you. So we also added corporate onboarding. So if you have a corporate account, you just go here on corporate onboarding, right under about, and we have the full process here. So it's much easier now to finish your full application. You can submit the documents in a safe way and everything else. So if you have a corporation or you're doing your IRA or anything like that, this is where you go at it. And also, for those of you who are lazy, remember there was a $50 special promo code. Now I'm leaking the...
Spilling the beans.
Spilling the beans, yeah. Here we go. So if you watch these videos, no, just kidding. Yeah, all the way down. It is worth your while to read and understand what this is all about. This is some of our best content. And if you scroll all the way down, guess what? It's not a $50 billion bill. It's just a $50 bill, but it's going to be a $50 billion bill one day. So if you just highlight that, right, the $50, it gives you the promo code TRUST, and you can go and basically read the conditions and basically sign up and earn $50 when you deposit $2,000 or more. It's still alive. We're going to keep it alive for a few more days. But basically that's it. So we're always updating. There's always new stuff on events or news or videos and so on. So definitely visit our site and learn as much as you can. Again, this is my Medium post that if you haven't had a chance to read that. Also, we have a new ambassador who is created a whole site in German. So if you speak German and you want to do everything in German, here's your site, celsiusnetwork.at.
Very cool.
And there's plenty of great content here in German. Warum Celsius? You see, that's the best. That's why Celsius. So that's as much German as I know. So again, this is another article that just came out about what you should do with your spare cash. So again, you shouldn't put it all in, but you should definitely try to put as much as you can, right, away from the fiat, the pieces of paper that are going to be worthless. And I can give you 50 examples of these. If you don't believe me, I have plenty of others. I'm collecting those bills from all over the world. And basically try to put as much as you can into non-correlated asset. Again, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on, right? Your favorite coins there. So this is a great article. We're going to be adding it also to our YouTube channel, an interview, on YouTube. So again, you can just search for the title if you haven't seen it yet. And here is another one that I did with Bain Crypto. So these are great. I vary the content. I almost never repeat myself. So if you've seen 10 videos and you think you know it all, I bet you're going to learn something new from every video, right? Because I rarely repeat myself for a reason, for a good reason, right? So even on
classic.
Even on tech, this was yesterday. Had a great episode, and you see him. He's going through the coins that that increased the most in value.
At the biggest gainers, we do see dynamics at dollar Celsius. Man, Celsius. Oh my God, Celsius. Look at this. Look at this. Big shout out to Celsius. You know, we covered them like months and months. Here in April, we covered them this year. And look at this, man. Look at this. Big shout out, big respect to the pump for Celsius. 22% after.
Yeah. So Ivan has been a great supporter of us. He was one of the first actually to kind of look at the token economics, look at the flywheel, look at the team and say, hey, these guys are special, right? This is not like every other ICO. So big shout out to Ivan on Tech. If you're not following Ivan, get on his channel. He's a master, right? So definitely a lot to learn from him. Stuff that I don't do. I don't do technical analysis. I don't do predictions. I don't pick DeFi or CeFi coins or anything like that, right? So, and he has an academy where he teaches people the basics, even if you don't know anything about programming. Remember, blockchain programming is like a whole new language, meaning everybody has to learn a new language. So even if you don't know anything about programming, it's much less, you have much less to catch up with the pro programmer because everybody has to learn a new language. So if you want to get into this, you want to change direction. I've talked about this several times in different episodes about how you should really, this is your opportunity, right? To switch away from whatever your job used to be before COVID. The world has pressed the reset button, right? The digitization, like we went into a time machine and we jumped 10 years forward as far as digitization is concerned. Blockchain is guaranteed job. If you have any experience on blockchain, I guarantee you can find a job in a second, work from your home, remote. Every company is hiring. Celsius is hiring. Everybody's hiring. So definitely take advantage of it, and even does it better than anyone else. So
we just got the user numbers. So in the last week, we had 17,000 new users. And of those 17,000, 4,600 have made their first transfer.
Yeah,
so
which is,
that is massive.
Right. Normally we would do something. What's our normal number? Something like 9,000, I think. So almost double. 9,000 registration, right? And of that, it would be something like 3,000 depositors or 3,500 depositors, right? So this is doubling, like poof, like that, just double, right? And normally when we double, we stay at that level, and then we double again, and so on. So these are like waves. There's like waves of adoption. I give credit actually to the chain analysis thing that we published, where we basically proved the assets, proof of community, all that stuff we talked about, because I think a lot of people who were skeptics and who were on the sidelines decided to kind of join in. Again, back to the Celsius network, we're almost at 28,000. Guys, help us out. Let's get to 30,000. So send this link to other people, have them sign up, subscribe. Here's the subscribe button, right? Also, when you subscribe, you got to hit the
bell for notification.
Hit the notification. Otherwise, you're not going to know. We put several new videos almost every week. You will see several new videos. So if you missed, this is a great interview that I did with CryptoFend, where we just talk about different things, not necessarily just crypto, what it is being a CEO, and all kind of other stuff. 14 reasons to be bullish on sell. Again, Aaron Bennett did a great job here, kind of doing his analysis of this. You should definitely join his channel. He has great reviews and a lot of other content, right? So I'm not going to get into all of it, but you guys can see plenty of good stuff that's available. Let me see. I think this is it, right? So what we're going through right now is really since 2017, this 2017 run-up, we've accumulated speculators, right? Remember, we had a four-man relay race. I have it here, actually. There's several videos that I've done about this, where I'm presenting the handoff of the baton between the speculators, the anarchists, the libertarians, the speculators, and now we're handing it off to what I call LTC, and I don't mean Litecoin, long-term crypto holders, right? So that handoff, where speculators or people who are only here for the short term are giving up their coins or selling their coins to the long-term people, that's a process that actually takes a while. It's not something that happens very quickly.
Real estate investing is simpler and smarter than ever before.
So I'll just show you here. We've been talking about this for a very long time. So if you haven't seen my presentation, this is one of the good presentations to kind of see. This is the history of all the empires, all the people that used to have the reserve currency, right? The United States is not the first one. All these countries used to have the reserve currency of the world, right? And here we move forward. There's more debt than equity right now worldwide, right? More issued debt than equity. And here I'm talking about this is a very important slide that I want to remind you that, again, when you move from the dollar, we have four different stepping stones for you, right? When you move away from the comfort zone to the fear zone, right? So again, a lot more people are more comfortable with gold, right? If I tell you go from dollar to gold, half of the population say, sure, that's pretty safe, right? But if I tell you go from dollar to stable coins, a lot of people go like, what are you talking about? What is that? A token? What do I do with the token, right? Well, it's earning 10%, right? It's generating yield for you. And the most difficult jump is for people to jump into crypto, to jump into Bitcoin or Ethereum or sell token or anything like that. So that's why when you are, in the spirit of, here of teaching others, right? Teaching others, step 7, is sharing with them this presentation of these slides and showing them like, okay, well, what are you comfortable with? Are you comfortable with gold? Great, let's go and do gold. Let's take 1% of your assets or 5% of your assets and do that. And again, the biggest problem we have as a community is women, right? So I call on all of you to go to your mother or your girlfriend or your sister or your wife, right? Or your daughter, and show them the stuff, both educate them as well as gift them, right? Create a wallet for them and give them that award. Again, if you use your referral code, we subsidize it. We give you $20 and we give your daughter or your wife $20 as well, right? So we are subsidizing you teaching others, and you can pick any of these asset classes. It doesn't matter. We don't care if you bought Bitcoin or if you bought gold or if you bought a stable coin, right? That doesn't matter for us. We're not trying to push one asset or trying to get you to do something that is good for us, right? We don't benefit from that, right? We only benefit when you hodl. Yes. So again, here we talked about passing the baton. Relay race, right? Where we basically had the baton being handed off from Satoshi to the anarchist, then from the anarchists to the libertarians, then from the libertarians to the speculators, right? And then we thought the institutions are going to, get us to new highs. But all we realized is really that this is all about more people just like you and me. That's right. And the reason I can prove to you that it's not the institutions who got us to 30,000 is that the run-up, the biggest run-up in the markets happened when all the institutions are not around. The markets are closed. The banks are closed. You can't transfer money, right? So when Bitcoin is running up, it's running because of retail, not because of institutions. So all the PayPal customers, all the Venmo customers, the Cash App customers, the Line Corp customers, right? Some of our partners like Voyager and others, they're all bringing in retail. These are all retail users, hopefully again, LTC users, right? Long-term crypto holders who are buying away. Somebody's selling. It's not like no one is selling. If no one was selling, Bitcoin would be at $200,000. So who's selling? The speculators are selling. The long-term hodlers are buying.
That's something that Michael Saylor said. He said, he's not a trader, but he appreciates the traders providing that liquidity for him to buy hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin.
That's right. So that was my point. So again, the recession of 2020, the fact that you really do not want to get caught with these things in your hand, right? And the handoff between the speculators and the LTCs, right? All right, so let's look at stats for 2020, right? We started the year with 515 million, and we're closing the year with over 5 billion in assets, right? I mean, crazy. 10x increase like this, and that's why also you're seeing when people say, oh, sell token, it's unsustainable, whatever. Sell token also went up 10x, right, or more. So these things are correlated. There's definitely a relationship between assets, users, assets, and the price of the underlying thing. So we started the year with 30 employees, right? We're now over 150. So again, we didn't 10x the employees, right? That would be 300. But like I said, we are hiring just 30 people for the call center. We have 15 new employees starting on Monday. Right? 15 new employees. So we will be at over 200 very, very quickly. And just other stats, 288,000 users, right? So that's an all-time high. We paid $444,000 in withdrawal fees. Yes, when you withdraw your money from Celsius, we pay you to take your money out. That's how confident we are that you're going to come back. Because no matter where else you're going to go, your coins are not going to earn as much. They're not going to be treated as well. And no one else in crypto is here to act in your best interest, right? We are. Why? Because me, Zach, Tom, everybody, Kim, everybody who's working on the show, everybody in Celsius has their asset right next to yours, right? We don't live on fees. We don't charge any fees. So we earn money, you earn money. We all try to do better and better and better, right? Yeah, over 50,000 Bitcoin. Again, makes us, I think, the fourth largest Bitcoin holder. Second largest asset manager with over 5 billion in assets. Record new users, as we talked about, and over 312 million in deposits in the last 30 days. And what was it? 17,000? What was the number for last week?
Last week, 17,000 new users, and then 100,000. We just crossed 100,000 active users mark, which is just absolutely phenomenal. 100,000 people are holding money with Celsius right now. I mean, that's
that's right. The difference between the 288,000 and 100,000 is that some people do withdraw their money, so we don't count anyone who has less than, I think, $100 in the wallet, $10 in the wallet is not counted in the 100,000, right? I did want to show you the top 200, right? So I know if you can share the screen again. Sorry, I forgot to do this one.
This is big.
Right. So if you look at the top 200, every one of them is now a millionaire, right? Every one of them is a millionaire. And I remember when, again, it took, I think it was something like, it took only 120,000 sell to join the top 200. Right now it's
top 100, I think.
Right, it was 100,000. Yeah, now it's 239,000. But even the sorry here, now it's 194,000. And we're going to be expanding this list to the top 500. So our next goal is to make the top 500 people millionaires. Okay. Now you showed me another project in crypto that made 200 millionaires in 1 year, right? So I think, again, sharing is caring, teaching others, right? Following all these steps, acting in other people's best interests. You do good and you're going to do well. So we started with doing good, but we are asking you to do the opposite. Now that you've done well, do good, right? Teach others. And each person has a different way of going at it. Then this is not about shoving it down their throat. It's about education. Most people don't know even what money is or how it's being created or why now is a different time than what we've seen in the last 100 years, right? It's a different environment. All right, so we wanted to talk about predictions for 2021. It's hard to predict stuff considering this kind of growth, but we definitely expect to have more than 10 billion in assets and over 500,000 users. So that's kind of, part of kind of the predictions we can make. And again, I do think Bitcoin is going to, it's either going to go like over 100,000 or it's going to oscillate between 30 and 50,000. It really depends on how many sellers exist in those price levels. That's a piece we don't know. No one knows how many hodlers who are sitting on their hands are going to get tempted and dump their bags, right? That's really what we need to understand. And as the price goes up, the whole community is learning how resilient and how much of a hodler we really are.
How do you think those dynamics are going to play out? Like at the end of 2017, everyone was, oh my God, Bitcoin is the new thing. It's going to the moon. It's going to be $1 million. And the depression that had onset from 20,000 down to like 3,200 was terrible, right? And it was in people's wildest dreams to even get back to 20,000. So going forward, is it going to be now on the conscious of people that, wait, this will always keep going up over time?
So 2017 was what really brought the market down was the CME, the futures, and the CBOE, where for the first time you could short the market. You couldn't short the market effectively before that. Institutions and big whales or big traders couldn't do that, right? And suddenly overnight in December of 2017, it was actually Treasury that opened the gates and allowed everybody to go and short. And people, large players who basically bet on this being the peak of the market, placed billions of dollars worth of bets kind of shorting, going against Bitcoin.
Right.
Today, the market already has all of that built in, meaning you can short as much as you want. You could have shorted at 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. And we've seen billions of dollars in liquidations as the market went up from that 7,000, 8,000 level to 29,000. So none of that is applicable today. It could be something else. It could be something that has to do with regulation, or something that's to do with what the Biden administration says, or some legal action. For example, if there is legal action against the stable coins that forces USDC or USDT to change its stuff, it's definitely going to have a huge impact on the price and on the momentum, right? So again, I'm not betting on any of these things. I'm just saying that it's right now it's too much too fast, and we're going to have a correction. It's normal. It's part of the game. 20 to 30% correction is something that happens all the time. March 12th, we had almost a 50% correction, right, when COVID hit. So we don't want that, but a healthy correction that kind of flushes out the weak hands, takes the same Bitcoin, puts it with the real LTC hodlers, is a good thing for crypto, right? So again, our advice for 2021, if you weren't listening, let's do it again. Okay, here we go. Our advice is stay the course. Don't change anything. Don't try to become a trader. Don't try to become a pro. Just stay a hodler, okay? Celsius delivered Bitcoin plus 6.2%, okay? Bitcoin, all the appreciation of Bitcoin, plus 6.2% if you're hodling with Celsius. Show me there's over 1,000 hedge funds out there. Show me one hedge fund that delivered Bitcoin plus 6.5%. Go ahead, okay? I'll give you $1,000. Anyone who can show me one hedge fund, a real hedge fund, not somebody who's managing $10, that delivered better than Bitcoin and netted the year. Now, we did that while not trading at all. We didn't trade any position. We never bought or sold Bitcoin because we thought it was going up or down. While all those other guys, that's what they do every day. So you want to win the race, you stay the course, right? And we've proven again and again, every year we've proven that we outperform everybody else. Now, something very interesting happened last week. Two companies passed Warren Buffett and had a bigger market cap than Warren Buffett. So we'll give a $200 award to two people who put that in the chat. Which two entities have a higher market cap now than Warren Buffett? Let's see.
What do we got? The mob is after it. Come on, Celsians.
Anything or no?
I'm not seeing an answer yet. Which two companies passed up Tesla and Bitcoin? I'm seeing.
That's right, Tesla and Bitcoin.
Token.
So
there it is. Okay.
All right, Tesla and Bitcoin. Tesla and Bitcoin. Again, Warren Buffett is considered the best investor in the world. And two startups, right? Tesla is a startup. Bitcoin is a startup. Yes, it does not have a CEO. It does not have an office. No one is in charge. And yet it generated more value. It created more value than Warren Buffett did in 70 years.
Crazy.
Right? And it did that like this, like poof, right? And Celsius did better than Bitcoin. Right? Again, if you are holding Bitcoin, the only place in the world where you can do better than Bitcoin and get 6.2% is Celsius, right? So we're talking about not just the best performing asset class. It's like, imagine the athletes, the first prize, the second prize, the third prize, and then there's an extra layer. Okay, here's the guy who kind of beat all the champions. That's what we are. we're in the pantheon all by ourselves. Again, I'm not giving us all the credit. I'm just telling you that what we do is outperform the best performers, right? You still have to pick Ethereum or Bitcoin or Litecoin or Cell or whatever.
Sure.
But whatever that is, we outperform it by delivering that extra yield, right? So, right, yeah. And I was supposed to show you this video from 2017. Let me see if I have it. So just stop the sharing for a second.
Okay.
You stop the sharing?
Yeah, we're looking at you.
Okay, one sec. Let me try to find this video. I forgot to download it.
Yeah. Oh, so Alex, right now we're all-time high. We've got 1,620 live viewers. Thank you,
Wow.
everybody.
Amazing.
Please
Yes.
like and share. Spread this with your family. Spread it with your friends. Something that came up on the 24-hour live stream yesterday was family capitulation on how well Celsius and crypto overall were doing. You know, people that we had been talking to for several years about creating an allocation of crypto or putting your crypto in Celsius finally came to the table and said, hey, I've seen Bitcoin. I've seen this. I get it. They're creating money left and right. Please show me. So a lot of new people came in just this last week from, they finally got convinced that the dollar is not the way to be.
Right. So, again, that's amazing. Like the coverage. So this is a video from 2017, I think. This you could share the screen for.
Yep. Okay, we're seeing your screen.
So this is Milken Institute. Okay, you know what the cost of a ticket to join $25,000. You want to be one of these bald guys sitting in the audience? You see these bald guys in front of the camera?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, right? But it costs $25,000. Now I'm on stage here with Reuters. The lady is the reporter from Reuters. Then it's the guy who's now number 2 under Mnuchin. He's from Treasury. He actually runs a lot of stuff for Mnuchin. And the guy all the way on the right, Nouriel Rubini, right? The guy who has to eat his hat for calling Bitcoin a scam, and it's him and Warren Buffett, right? Rat poison.
And Peter Schiff, yeah.
And Peter Schiff, yeah, exactly. So, but listen to what I'm saying in 2017, right? This is 2017, talking about why crypto is so important, right?
It's like decentralized Buddhism, right? People are saying, well, it is. Think about it, right? I'm not talking about the speculators. I'm talking about people from all over the world who called me and said, Alex, are you actually going to build what you're saying? Are you going to do that? Are you going to give an opportunity to the disadvantaged, to the people who don't have a chance, to the people who through our existing banking system cannot move ahead, cannot join the middle class? And that's what this is trying to solve. This is not just about speculators. The speculators are like tourists. They come and they leave, okay? And right now we're seeing a wave of all these tourists leaving. But like we were talking about before, the people that are here for the long term, the people who are here to change humanity and to save it from itself are here for that reason. And I know there's skeptics and the people who don't believe in anything. And if you look at why the government is so careful about over-regulating this, and I applaud the SEC and the CFTC and everybody else, because they are giving everybody an opportunity.
So, yeah. So back to the show, but basically you can see that we did not change our tone or what we're doing or how we're doing since basically since we were created, right? We were always focused on the same thing, and I think we can clearly state that we delivered, right? Those top 200, most of them are people who didn't have almost anything. Right? They placed a bet, they prayed, they were hoping that we were telling the truth. They were hoping that we are going to stick to our word. They were hoping that we're going to deliver. And all of you, right? All of you, almost 300,000 of you who've joined and participated have created this. We didn't create it, you created it, right? Without your assets, we wouldn't be earning this yield. we wouldn't have the leverage against the institutions. We're now earning yield from, again, institutions, exchanges, DeFi, mining, right? We're going into all those areas that used to be only controlled by the very, very rich, and we're making them pay you tolls, right? You are now the toll collector. Right? Instead of the bank being the toll collector, instead of Treasury being the toll collector, instead of all the rich fat cats being the toll collector, now you are the toll collector. Somebody wants to do something on DeFi, guess what? Guess who they have to pay? Guess who Uniswap pays the most money to? Celsius Network, right? So those are the things, and again, those are good things. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because Uniswap is a neutral platform that says, hey, you want to provide liquidity? Great, I'll pay you 0.3%, right? And we're just providing the most liquidity over there on your behalf. And you can't beat this system. You can't, right? So everybody else is trying to just copy our promotions or copy our rewards, but not act in your best interest and still charge you fees upon fees or hide how much they're making and not give you 80%. Sooner or later, they all gonna come to light, right? And sooner or later, you can't fool all the people all the time. So anyway, so it's January 1st, 2021, and we had an amazing 2020, and I just wanted to definitely celebrate some of these moments. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so Zach, you had a few updates on your list. So you want to go through?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people in the chat right now. We got tons of questions. We'll start hitting you with stuff.
All right.
Biggest thing I've seen right now is what's your comment on the XRP action? Is that having a positive effect on Celsius because we've always been fully compliant? And how does that affect Cell Token? Is it a security? And kind of go over that whole scenario.
Right. So there are very, very few companies who filed with the SEC, and I thought those are like the good actors. The SEC did issue 2 or 3 kind of like no action letters. We are not one of them. We didn't ask for one. You do have to ask for it. But we're definitely in the camp of the few. All the other people that you saw in red going down when XRP was crashing, everybody else who did not file with the SEC was crashing with them. We don't know what's going to happen there. We are still accepting loans. We're still accepting XRP deposits. No decision has been made. The SEC filing a lawsuit against XRP does not mean XRP is a bad coin or XRP is out of business or XRP is going to be shut down, right? A judge or a jury has to decide that, and that court case is going to take a year or 2 to make its way, and it may go all the way to the Supreme Court, right? We don't know what's going to happen here. I think Ripple is going to fight this real hard, and again, it's part of our community. We are supporting Ripple. I'm not a judge or a jury. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but the SEC is definitely trying to make a case out of Ripple to warn and deter others from taking the same action that they did. Next question.
Sure. Okay. With the $3 bonus and $5 prices hitting so quickly, what's going on with those bonuses? Is it going to be the same lockup? Are they going to be released soon, or what's going on with those?
Yeah, so we definitely going to have a lockup. We're not releasing those, but again, we divided the second award. Remember, there was a 25 million token award, and then there was a second 25. The second 25 is broken into several price levels. We'll be announcing that when it's finalized. So the amount, even though it's going to be locked out, but each layer is much smaller than the first award of $1.50. And of course, we got there very, very quickly. But I think most employees, if not all employees, are going to do the same lockup. It worked very well for them, right? All the employees were locked up at $1.50, now seeing their tokens at $5, right? So they're not sitting there and saying, "Oh my gosh, I wish I didn't lock," right? Everybody's happy about that. So it's a win-win for everybody. But we'll be publishing that information when it's available.
All right. we're earning wealth together. I mean, in this year and most likely next year, a lot of people will be generating a lot of new wealth. And how should they manage that, or who should they look to learn how to manage those newly acquired assets?
Well, so if you are in crypto, managing it is very simple. You just keep them in a Celsius wallet and you keep earning the yield. So you don't have to do anything. You're not going to get that yield. You're not going to get 10.5% on your stable coins from Merrill Lynch or Bank of America or JP Morgan, right? It's 100 times more than what they pay you. So if you are you made amazing returns on sell or Bitcoin or whatever, and you're cashing out and you're moving it into the dollar world, you're not going to earn anything, and that dollar is going to become worthless. So if you're doing that, you are not following these steps. You're not learning anything that we've been trying to teach you, right? The whole point is to keep that balance. And even though you only put 5 or 10% of your assets into this bucket, as it appreciates, it may become more valuable than your entire stock portfolio. And the main point is to leave it there, right? Not to move it back to the stock or the bond market, right? Because that is where all of the risk is. The risk is not that Bitcoin is going down. I know most of you think, oh, it's so risky. The risk is that your dollars, you're going to wake up and your dollars are going to be worthless. Everything you own in dollars will be worth 1/10 of what it is today. And if you don't believe me, again, I have in that presentation that I showed you before, right? The LA token presentation that I was going through on our YouTube channel, I go step by step explaining to you how it happened to the Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire and the Dutch and the British and the French and the Germans, you name it, right? It's just most of us don't know history, so we don't know that it happened already 10 times. So It's going to happen to the US dollar, no question about it. The question is, did you accumulate enough non-dollar assets, and did you sit on your hands? Next question.
Like back in, I think, the early 80s, it took something like 5 or 6 hours to earn one share of the S&P 500. And now it's over 140 hours to earn that same asset.
Yeah, and the average CEO, not in Celsius, but the average CEO makes 300 times more than you. Your CEO, the guy who runs your company, makes at least 300 times more than you. Okay, if it's a public company, you can see it. It's published and everybody knows, right? So the world is not a fair place, and the world, unfortunately, no one cares for you. No one here. That's why I always mention that you want to make sure that there is somebody there when you fall between the cracks, or when you crash. You got to make deposits with your family, because your family is the only set of people who are going to care about you if something bad happens, right? And unless you make deposits during the good times with them, show them your love, participate in the events, right? Do everything that you have to do as a family member. When you need their help, they're just not going to be there for you. And strangers are definitely not going to help you. So again, make deposits, and then when you need it, you can make withdrawals. It applies, all these rules apply to your family just as they apply to crypto. Next question.
Right. Hey, are we going to show a demo of the web app today? Or are we going to do that later in the week?
I think it's on the 15th. We're doing it January 15th. Okay. So we're doing a special AMA where we are going to walk everybody through our web app, meaning the web version. You'll be able to do everything on the computer that you can do on your phone, right? So it's going live for Platinum users on January 15th. Everything is on schedule. And as promised, and it will be opened up, I think, 2 or 3 weeks later to everybody else. Next question.
So be Platinum to get that first access to the web app. All right. People are now starting to receive their $600 stimulus checks. It's been 10 months, and the government borrowed $3,000 a piece and is giving us $600 a piece. What do we do? What do we do with this, chump change or this bribe money?
So I always tell you, pay off your credit cards first, right? Even before you buy Bitcoin or before you, invest in stable coins or sell token or anything else, right? The people who are robbing you blind are your credit card providers, you know? So if you have any balances there, first you got to work that down, and then you got to put money to work, right? I mean, we have reduce high interest debt. Okay, point number 3 here. Again, most of you don't understand the cost of compounding interest. You can't even calculate it in your head. But all that debt on your credit card is compounding. So you want it to compound for you, but you also want to eliminate all the debt that's compounding against you, right? So those are the 2 sides of the equation. Next question.
All right, great question from the chat here. He say, I'm a business owner. Can I hold my treasury with Celsius?
Yeah, so we have a corporate application. Now, I showed it before. You can scroll back to the beginning of the show. On our website, when you click on the top menu, it says corporate onboarding, and you open a corporate account, and you can manage any assets you want, anything we accept, the 46 different assets, as a corporation or as an LLC.
All right, here we're going to go into some rapid fire. Okay, are you ready? Are you warmed up?
Quick. What?
Okay, is Celsius planning on getting a credit card?
All right, Jordan is giving us a special delivery.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, he needs a cable for his rig because his gaming rig is missing a cable. So emergency, let's stop the AMA and take out Jordan's rig. You got to fix the Wi-Fi connector, so go work on that. Yeah. What was the question again?
Okay. Back to rapid fire. Is Celsius planning on getting a credit card?
We talked about it. Yes, we are working. When we have something ready to go, we will publish it. Next question.
All right. Does Celsius have insurance?
Yeah.
How do you make money on a 1% loan?
So again, we have 4 times the collateral, right? If we gave you again $1,000 at 1%, we have $4,000 worth of collateral, and we earning money on that. So even if we're charging, let's say 5% for every $1,000, we're making 20%, right? Because it's 4 times. We have 4 times as much. I described this in detail with Digital Asset News, right? Digital Asset News, an hour-long interview just talking about this. It's also available on our channel here. So if you just scroll down, you will find the Digital Asset News interview. It's somewhere here, one of these, and just watch that. I think it's this one. No, it's not this one. But anyway, the point is it's right there, and it's very detailed.
All right. Can I keep fiat on Celsius?
Yes. So you can definitely also bring fiat. We support ACH transfers. We support credit cards and so on. All of that is available in the app. It will also be available on the desktop version. So just follow the steps, and you can basically, we convert it immediately into stable coins. Because we can only earn yield on stablecoins. We can't earn yield on fiat. We can't earn more than the banks. The banks don't earn yield. They don't pay you yield. And we're not magicians, right? The only reason we can earn yield is because on stablecoins, there is a high demand and high velocity of money, and people are paying us 15%. So we can pay you most of that back in the form of weekly interest. Next question.
All right. Who do you lend our coins to?
Institutions, exchanges, DeFi, and mining operations. Next questions.
Why can't U.S. users earn in Cell Token?
So again, until there's a determination if this is security or not, we are taking the position that it is a security, and we're following all the rules as if it is a security. So, and to be compliant, to make sure you avoid issues like XRP, we're taking the worst case scenario, right? A new administration is coming. They may issue much clearer rules, like, for example, UK regulators did, like Singapore regulators did, and then we'll be able to do much more. But in the meantime, we are legally allowed to enable accredited investors to earn and sell. So that's what's coming. We already have a broker dealer who's going to onboard you as a customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to issue you the sell interest on behalf of Celsius. So that's a legal way to do that. Next
And then
question.
U.S. users can own Cell; they just can't buy it.
Yeah, there's no
directly
problem.
from
Exactly.
Celsius.
You can go on Uniswap. You can go on Switch.io. Again, we have 10 videos here of how to
Right.
how you can legally acquire Cell token. So there's no problem buying Cell token or hodling Cell token or selling Cell token. That's not the issue. The issue is for Celsius. Like when XRP gave you that XRP, when Ripple sold you XRP, and because they didn't register with the SEC, that's where they crossed the line. They stepped on the landmine, right? So that's the piece where you have to be very careful about that. If the SEC determines that you're a security, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what your utilities are or what you're doing or anything like that. If they determine that you are a security, then you are in trouble. So we are just being super careful until a determination is made. We are ready for either way, right? We just stay the way we are, or we just go back to where we were in 2017, where we allowed everybody to earn and sell. So either way, we're compliant. Next question.
All right. What do you say to not your keys, not your crypto?
So it's very simple. Look, we Celsius was never created to convince people that have a Trezor or have a ledger to stop using that and give us all their coins. That's not what we were here for, right? There is several million people who are very happy holding their keys, and we're cheering for them, right? They're great community members, they're hodlers, excellent. The next billion people that are going to come to crypto are not going to do that, right? Because they barely know how to manage their Google password, or they remember their Yahoo email access. So you want them to manage a key, a private key. They don't even know what a private key is. I actually had people send me their private key and ask me, is this what I'm supposed to use when I'm depositing at Celsius? Okay, so what Celsius is trying to do from day one is to bring the next 100 million people into crypto. So we're not here trying to convince people that you shouldn't be hodling your own keys, right? Two completely different initiatives. And they complement each other. They don't compete with each other. Next question.
Sure. Okay. Why are stablecoin rates so high?
Right. So when someone on an exchange wants to buy more Bitcoin, right? They think Bitcoin is going great. They have one Bitcoin. They want to buy a second Bitcoin. Somebody has to lend them dollars or stable coins, right? So they can, USDT, for example, so they can buy more Bitcoin, because Binance only accepts USDT or USDC, right? You can't give them money. So because of that, somebody has to lend those dollars, right? And there's very, very few people who are willing to lend that. None of the Wall Street companies are allowed to do that, right? They're not participants in this market. So because there's very, very few participants, very few people who are lending those dollars, that's why we can charge these higher rates. Now, I'm not saying it will last forever. I'm not saying that 5 years from now we'll be still earning these 10, 11% rates, right? But right now, and for the last 3 years, we've been actually increasing. What we're charging people has been going up instead of going down. Next question.
All right. Is Celsius sustainable long term? Will it work with a $100,000 plus Bitcoin?
Right. So we've basically proven that we work well in the up market, in a down market, in a side market. We've had all of those in the last 3 years, and our earnings have just increased. Again, we publish the weekly numbers every week, right? And you can verify that. It's not just that we publish some number. You can go and track how much went into deposits, into this or that wallet. Did Celsius actually earn that interest, and so on, right? And we've audited using chain analysis the AUM that we have, right? I mean, we've paid $207 million. Can you show that slide?
Whew, that's a lot of lettuce.
Yeah, I don't have it. So Tom, can you show that slide? $207 million in interest to date. $207 million. Do you know anyone else that paid $207 million in crypto? You understand? So you can't cheat that. You can't, like, if you do an internal audit and you're missing 207 million, you're not going to be able to close the audit, right? You're going to be missing a lot of coins, a lot of dollars.
Sure.
So the piece, the reason why no one can keep up with Celsius, not even DeFi, right? We're paying much higher rates than DeFi on almost everything, right? Is because they're only doing DeFi. We're doing DeFi plus exchanges, plus institutions, plus retail lending. I forgot to mention retail lending, right? Where we lend to individuals with 300 or 400% collateral. So that's why no one else has all the legs of the stool. Everybody else has one leg or two legs, right? Whereas Celsius has 5 legs, right? Institutions, exchanges, DeFi, mining, and retail lending. 5 legs to the stool. And we're adding legs, right? We've added mining. It's a new thing. We just started it, right? And all that income is going to come to you. So here, look at the screen. 205. Sorry, I think I said 207. $205 million worth of payments made to date, right? And look at that outperformance. The blue versus yellow. So Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Cell Token, right? Look at the outperformance of Cell Token.
Right.
Like,
unreal.
Now, if you take a chart and you say Bitcoin versus any of the top 20, most of them underperform Bitcoin. Most of the top 20 coins have done worse, much worse than Bitcoin. Obviously, XRP did worse. But Litecoin, every one of those guys did not keep up with Bitcoin. Celsius not just kept up with Bitcoin, did 10 times better than Bitcoin, right? So, and the reason for that is that we're creating so much value and we're giving it all to the community, right? And people saying, but why are you giving it all to the community? Don't you want to keep it all to yourself? I'm plenty rich, you know, and I'm the largest receiver of the interest inside Celsius. Just instead of being a pig, I decided to do this, right? Teach others and share the love and show people that sharing is caring. And I'm going to give it all away anyway, so it doesn't matter. Next question.
Instead of trying to suck as much value from the community, you place yourself right next to the community to earn value together.
Right, and there's a lot of people in our community who are just sucking out of the community every month, every week, every day. Right? Coinbase is about to go public at a $26 billion valuation. So you're a Coinbase customer. Are you going to get a check from them? Just like that $600 you're going to get from the government? Is Coinbase also going to send you a check and say, oh, buddy, you've been trading with us since 2012. We've been charging you 7% interest on your credit card to buy when you buy Bitcoin. 7%. That's what they charge you. 7%. You just don't know how to do math, right? So we've collected thousands of dollars from you just in fees. Now we're going public. We're worth $26 billion. You know what? We're going to share with you. We heard that Celsius allowed their community to come in on the equity. We heard that Celsius gave their customers Cell Token and everything else. They allowed everybody to come in and participate. We're going to do the same thing. Do you think that's going to happen? Guaranteed that's not what's going to happen. The first time you'll be able to buy or participate in anything that has to do with Coinbase is when they're going to trade on the NASDAQ at a $26 billion valuation, because Goldman Sachs is taking them public and guaranteeing that the retail guy is going to pay full price for that Monty, you know. Instead, like again, Celsius allowed people to come in at the ICO. Celsius allowed people to come in at 120 million pre-money valuation at the A round. That was the first round we've ever done. So look, we had some VCs. We gave them a handy-pandy, you know, great deal. And then you came in at a higher valuation. The first time anyone got in was at the same valuation as every other participant, right? Everybody got in at the same round. So there is a good way to do it, a fair way, where you allow the people who created the value, you guys, who are the ones who created the value in Celsius. You guys are the ones who created the value at Binance. You guys are the ones who created the value in Coinbase. Who's sharing the love and who is keeping it all to themselves? And it's the same thing with BlockFi. It's the same thing with everybody else, right? They're keeping it all to themselves. If you think that they're going to share anything with you, then you don't understand who these people are. Just watch the videos of them talking about this. They don't mention the customer once, not once.
Right. Something I realized with Celsius that it never hit me before was how abused financially we are by everybody else, and you're just accustomed to it, and you think that's the normal. But then when you see someone that's actually working in your best interest, it reveals the light on everyone else that's stealing from you in all these different ways.
They're just eating away at you. Everybody's taking a bite in every direction, right? And you have nothing left. You're barely earning anything anyway. And they just come and grab it all in fees and late fees and inactivity and transaction fee and withdrawal fee and deposit fee and early termination fee and inactivity fee, you name it, right? A hidden fee, very fee, fake account fee, you know?
Right.
Next question.
All right. What is the
fire? Because we're
what is the Celsius flywheel?
There's plenty of information about that. Again, go to CelsiusHub.com. Very detailed explanation. Also Celsius.com. Plenty of content there explaining it. Next question.
Is Alex going to sell Celsius?
Sell. No. Look, we want to give broader participation, so we may consider going public. But selling the company is definitely selling it to Coinbase, for example. That's like you know, teaming up with this guy. Oh, great! Yeah, let's do it. Kumbaya. We are best friends.
Will Celsius ever lower the 80% back to users?
If we're not profitable, we will have to. Yeah. So let's say that the market collapses and we're not earning anything. No one wants to borrow coins, right? And we are still giving out 80%, and we're not profitable, right? We're losing money. We're burning all the cash we have. We will have to lower that percentage. But right now, you can see us raising the rates. Raising the rate means we're making too much money and we want to give you back more. That's what raising the rate means. Next question.
Beautiful. Okay, here's the last of the rapid fire. Why is it good to hodl long term?
Well, if you believe in all the stuff that I talked about when I showed you these things, right, then hodling is the only way to win, because no one knows when that inflection point takes, right? And when suddenly no one accepts dollars. It's not just your local coffee shop or the movie theater. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the rest of the world, right? So today, 80% of all the transactions in the world are denominated in dollars. When somebody in Japan sells something to Malaysia or sells something to Australia, they denominate it in dollars. Now, why would they use dollars, right? Because they rely on the dollar being stable. The dollar just in the last few weeks lost 15% of its value. Poof, like this. It's just crashing like a rock, right? So if it continues crashing, everybody, all those billions of people, we're only 5% of the population. And we control 80% of all the economic activity with our dollar. You understand? And we're printing it like there's no tomorrow. We're just printing it and printing it and printing it. So that is where the problem is. So you never know when that thing is going to blow off, right? And when it blows off, no one will accept dollars anymore. And all those billions and trillions of dollars are going to come home and no one's going to want them, right? So you have to be ready at all times. And hodling is being ready. Next question.
Okay, how will Celsius handle the astronomical rise in sell token price? Will you be distributing from treasury or have to lower the sell on sell rate? A lot of people are concerned about this yesterday too. Like, you know, they know that the sell on sell interest is paid in sell. So the more it goes up, the more Celsius pays. How's the company handling that?
So the main question you should be asking is Celsius earning yield on sell token? Right? Where does Celsius make money on sell? Because we know Celsius make money on Bitcoin. We know it make money on Ethereum and so on, so on. How does it make money on sell? And we are working on new ways of making money on sell. For example, today when we borrow dollars, we have to give Bitcoin as collateral, right? So some of the Bitcoin that you guys give us, we use as collateral to borrow dollars and then lend those dollars to retail users. Well, we are now giving sell token as collateral. Right? So we're freeing up Bitcoin to make even more money, right? So when you start using Cell token, we're top 20 coin, right, or token. So the same people that accept XRP as collateral and Litecoin and so on, we're now coming to them and saying, hey, why aren't you taking some Cell, right? And many of them are starting to take Cell. So that lowers our cost of capital, because instead of giving them expensive Bitcoin, which I can use for other purposes, I'm giving him Cell token. That's just one example, right? So we are, as long as we can generate that yield, then we have no problem paying the community or continuing to pay the community. We may even raise the rate, right? If we're earning much more, we may raise the rate on Cell, not lower it. Next question.
All right. Supun is asking, what is your biggest focus right now? Where are you spending the most of your energy and attention?
Well, you know this Chinese game where you have all the plates on these sticks and you got to run and make each plate kind of go faster so it doesn't fall. Yeah. That's what I do most of my time. The company is growing very fast. We have a lot of plates in the air, and we have to make sure that all of them are spinning fast enough so we don't break any plates. Right now, no plate will endanger the business, single plate, but obviously we don't want to drop any of the plates. So today I'm helping the team, right, our team members, with solutions, with technical issues, with management problems, just hiring, right? Tremendous amount of work, just finding the people, bringing them on, training them. Like again, next week, 15 new people coming in. I'm going to be spending half of my week just onboarding them, helping them, answering their questions, teaching them what they need to know, and so on. Next question.
What assets are coming up next into the Celsius wallet?
So you can see it's all in the wallet under coming soon. So Polkadot, 1inch, I think, is coming. We have a bunch of others. Aave, is Compound already live or not? I think Compound is coming. So
Compound's live, yeah.
Live, yeah. So some of them are already live, some of them are coming. Again, we are adding coins or tokens that earn yield. It's not about we love Compound and that's why we've added it, right? It's not like we're cheering or we don't pick losers and winners, right? Our job is just to enable as many assets as possible so you can decide which of them you want or you like. Next question.
Do you think the SEC will also sue Tether and create a huge problem there?
So the Southern District is suing Tether already, right? So I'm not sure that the SEC suing Tether will do anything new. So I think, again, it's a very complicated issue. It's not just Tether, it's all the stable coins, right? So if they have to do something against Tether, they also have to do it against USDC or somebody else, right? So today, Tether is definitely being treated worse than the other guys. But I think the Biden administration is going to have to come up with what are the rules. Treasury is going to have to issue that, and everybody's going to have to follow them. So I have no idea what's going to happen there. Again, Janet Yellen she wants the dollar to be strong. She wants the dollar to stay the reserve currency of the world. She wants any stable coins denominated in dollars to be safe. So I think that's what they're going to focus on. How do I keep all those, all of the cats basically getting along and staying inside the, whatever the analogy here, inside the house, okay? That's the point, that a lot of these are contradicting with each other. Printing money and trying to keep it a reserve currency are in complete opposite directions. So now, printing money while your velocity of money is crashing. The dollar has the lowest velocity in the commercial markets because of COVID, because of the reduction in activity. But the place where it has the highest velocity, dollars, are in crypto markets. It's 20 times the velocity. US dollars have 20 times the velocity in the crypto market than they have in traditional markets. So that's a good thing for Yellen. This is something that she should be encouraging, not penalizing, And I hope that there's enough smart people in her administration who are looking at this and saying, wow, it's already 20-something billion dollars worth of circulating supply of stable coins. It's all dollar denominated. If we kill it, all we're going to do is replace it with something else that is either yuan denominated or yen denominated or who knows what, but it's not going to be dollars. So do we want to kill that golden goose that has 20 times the velocity of money, or do we want to keep this going? After all, it's an American invention. Next question. Let's keep going a little bit. I want to do rapid fire and answer all those guys who always complain that we talk too much and never get to their questions.
Okay, yeah. Please keep spamming your questions in the chat. We would love to see everything that you got. When does Texas allow interest on USDC? Texas has special rules in their state. Every state has its own rules, and so we have to abide by them. There's actually a community member made a great map of the entire world and all the U.S. states that have what services Celsius offers in each jurisdiction. So I'll be sure to post that.
Yeah,
it really helps everyone out.
Texas Hold'em does not include stable coins. Just kidding. Next.
A great question just popped up is why is it called Celsius? It's got nothing to do with crypto. It's got nothing to do with money. Where did the name Celsius come from?
We're a hot commodity, you know. No, there isn't a scientific explanation. It's just we wanted to come up with a name that was unique, something that most people could spell, and Fahrenheit was just too hard for it. No one could figure out how to spell that, so we just decided to go with Celsius. Next question.
All right. Have you partnered with any IRA providers so I can hodl my crypto into retirement?
Yeah, so we did. We're going to add it to the website. We have 2 or 3 providers, and we're going to really simplify that. So it's a one-step process instead of having to do 4 different things. But it's coming soon. Yes. Next.
All right. Can we get an update on the in-app swaps?
Coming soon. We're testing it. Again, no fees, lower spreads than anyone. It's going to be cheaper than Uniswap, cheaper than Binance, cheaper than anyone else, right? Because again, we're not trying to make money on any of these things, and all the other people are trying to make money on this stuff. So it's definitely going to be, you're not going to have to go out of the wallet to do the stuff. Actually, even if you're in HODL mode, right? So you locked all the transaction, no one's allowed to touch your wallet. Inside the wallet, you'll be able to do swaps and whatever you need to do. So it avoids all the extra steps that you guys have to do now. And it's coming February. Next question.
Okay, so even with HODL mode, you'll be able to not withdraw your funds, but you'll be able to switch assets if you need to. Very nice. Okay, let's see here. Happy New Year, Alex. Keep grinding. You are the machine. Oh, I've had a lot of people ask, were you able to find assistance to help Celsius go to the next level?
Yes, found 2, and they're starting on Monday, on 4th of January. So can't wait for them to start. And yes, we did find them.
All right. Lucas is asking, Alex, where did all of your Cell token go? You used to have a lot more.
Yeah, so I mentioned this in an AMA that for part of the tax planning, again, it's already January 1st, so it's too late for you guys to do this now, but part of the tax planning, you can gift your kids and other things without any tax impact, right? So I did a lot of gifting. So I moved the coins into, like, for example, an insurance trust, I gifted them to my kids into a trust and things like that, which basically moved them off my tax base and put them into them. But they're still in the top 200. So if you look at my wife's wallet, there's several other wallets. We just didn't have a chance to tag them, but I'm going to tag them. And the total is still pretty much the same. It's just that it's broken. I obviously sold some Cell token. It's not like I'm not selling. I bought some too, but net I'm probably a seller of Cell token. I have too much. Obviously, with this appreciation, I have way too much in Cell and not enough in Bitcoin, for example, and not enough in ETH. So I'm a buyer of ETH, buyer of Bitcoin, and a net seller of Cell token.
Sure. You made such a large investment in the beginning that, I mean, it only makes sense now.
Right. And you know, we give this, again, no financial advice, but we tell everybody that if you have the vast majority of you were very lucky and you put a lot of money into Cell token and it appreciated so much, you should put some money on the side. You should take some and put it again into Bitcoin or gold or any of these other non-dollar denominated assets. And if you have credit card debt, definitely convert it into stable coin and settle all that debt. You should have zero debt. If you're in the top 200 and you still have credit card debt, what can I tell you, right? Then you don't understand anything I'm talking about here. And some people do. Some people keep coming to us and saying, I want to borrow against my Cell because I want to buy even more. And I'm like, do you have any credit card debt? Yeah, I still have all my credit cards. They're maxed out. I'm like, no, you're not getting any loans. Go pay off your credit cards.
Sure.
You know, Jordan, go play in your room. Same way. Go pay off your credit cards.
Okay. What's the next big exchange?
Where's the table for my rig? Look at that in written form. I love it. So,
what's the next big exchange Celsius will partner with?
It's coming. I can't say it. Sneak peek. I don't know if you saw, but Liquid announced that they're going to be paying interest. Guess who they partnered with? Right? That's not the big deal. That's not the mega deal that I was talking about. But if you haven't noticed, Liquid now offers yield or about to offer yield, and they obviously partner with Celsius, just like Bitfinex, just like Line, Bitfront, all right, Voyager, 15 different guys, Mode, right, Bitwala, and so on, so on. But there's a few big guys that are coming, and when we're ready, we'll announce them. Next.
Is that the long-term strategy for all these partnerships? Like we have a lot of partnerships that may not look as active on the surface, but it's about building that trust and building that relationship so we can eventually reach their hundreds of millions of users.
Yeah, look, and a lot of these people have unique, like for example, Mode in the UK, they offer you a bank account in pounds and a Bitcoin account, so you can earn yield on that, and they offer that together. That's something that Celsius can do. So it's much better for us to empower them to do the yield and have them bring so many new customers into crypto than us trying to go and figure out how to do it in the UK and get a banking license or whatever. So we just decided to partner with enable as many people as possible, because you want to bring 100 million people into crypto, you're going to have partners. You can't do it all yourself. So we are definitely focused on enabling others. We have the best APIs. It's on our website. If you don't know where it is, you want to become a partner, come join the community. Next question.
All right. Is Celsius pursuing a banking license?
We are pursuing different licenses. Currently, we're trying not to be a bank, right? I mean, being a bank comes with tremendous amount of liabilities and responsibilities, and it will not allow us to do many of the things that we're doing for you today. So we are trying not to become a bank, but we are trying to get licenses necessary to provide not just the services we have, but also additional services.
All right. When are the buybacks taking place? Is it a scheduled time or a dynamic when prices dip?
Yeah, there's no like specific. It's not like on a Wednesday at 2 p.m. we're starting a buyback, right? So we know how much we need to buy for the week, and sometimes we hit it on the first day. Like if there's a flash crash, usually we'll just grab it, right? We have limit orders and we just grab it. And sometimes we buy too much. Sometimes we buy not enough, so we buy more. But there is no set time, right? And again, sometimes the market runs by itself, nothing to do with us. It's not like every time the market goes up, it's Celsius buying, right? Sometimes it runs up like crazy, and then we have to buy at the highest price, right? So, sure. But we're always in the market buying. Basically, we're always there. Next question.
Will you have service available in Germany, independent of Bitwala?
It really depends on what happens there. I think the government issued something like 40 licenses or 42 licenses, and we're waiting to see what happens. Are all those people going to offer services? Are they just holding a license? They're not going to do anything. We're not one of the license holders right now in Germany, so we have to partner with other people to provide services in Germany. Next question.
All right. Hey, I think we have a Celsius success story that we wanted to show a little clip of.
Yeah, let's do it.
This family had a very beautiful story. Tom, if you could bring up that clip of the Celsius success story.
Then I learned that you could earn interest on your crypto. So I studied all the different platforms such as Celsius, and Celsius by far had the most transparency, the best rates, the best leadership. And so I tested it out by throwing in some my Bitcoin on there.
And for myself, like Brian's been talking to me about crypto since 2016, 2017. I've never really listened to it much until probably around June and July, when he started talking about Celsius. Really got me interested in how it could help people gain that financial freedom and achieve their life. And we really both believe in that life should be about having fun, chase your dreams, live your passion, and be financially.
Can't say it any better. Beautiful, yes. And they have a special story, right? That a restaurant in Canada that obviously got decimated with COVID, and they wouldn't have made it, I think, without the income they generated from Celsius. So they're still having that, right? They still have the restaurant. They're still doing great.
Right.
Obviously trying to make it through Corona, and we're very happy that we could help there. So.
And on top of that, he was able to propose to his now fiance with his earnings. So it was a beautiful, beautiful time for him. That's fantastic. It's amazing how many things in your life will improve once you start earning some income off of your assets, right? That's a life-changing event.
Well, they definitely hit it on all sides, both not just making an income, but also being able to propose and saving the business. It's like, that's a great success story. All right, next, let's keep going. We'll just hit a few more questions and then we'll call it a day.
All right, let's see here. I want to hold fiat in Celsius. So there was a question earlier about transferring fiat from your bank account into stable coins, right, or into Bitcoin. But what if I just want to hold dollars? Does Celsius have to be a bank in order to facilitate that?
Yeah. So the answer is yes. Only banks are allowed to take deposits, fiat deposits, and that's why if you want to accept that, you need to be a bank. So we are not a bank, and we cannot accept fiat deposits. We use partners, like in our wallet. We use Gem and Wire and a bunch of other people to process these fiat, immediately buy stablecoin and deposit them in Celsius. But we cannot take, to stay compliant. Some other people are just not compliant. But for us to stay compliant, stay out of trouble, make sure we don't endanger the nest egg for everybody else, we follow all the rules. Next question.
Are there any plans to denominate BTC in Satoshis to make it easier to read and more appealing to new users? I just saw that Cash App started doing this as well.
Yeah, so I think when it goes up to like 100,000 or more, then I think we're going to start seeing Satoshis being used for the stuff. I see a lot of people asking about the promo code. So you want to tell them when is the promo code coming out?
Yeah, we'll announce it on Twitter. I just want to double test everything, make sure we're live. But on the website, we're going to have a very clever hidden code scavenger hunt. So have the notifications on, follow us on Twitter, and you'll be the first to kind of participate in this fun activity that we're having. Yep. All right.
Scavenger hunt. Yeah, definitely get ready.
We're trying to make them harder and harder every time because we have just the genius of the Celsius community. They figure it out in seconds sometimes. So we're gonna start really
And
ramping it
spill
up.
the beans. They're definitely teaching others. Immediately when somebody figures it out, it's like on Twitter, on Telegram,
Right.
on everywhere, you know. So all
I
right,
love
just
it though.
don't
The promos are great.
you owe money to the guy who said Tesla and what do you call it? And you
Oh
gotta
yeah,
find
yeah.
yeah.
I saved the timestamp, so I gotta go back and I'll find his
Okay.
comment and I'll get the first one. So do not worry about that one. It's coming. Funds are on the way, secured.
All right, last question.
Okay. Let's see. Don't need Twitter, Telegram. That was me. I'm looking in the chat right here, looking for the hot one. There's always one hot one that comes in at the very end. No promo codes. Is the show working? I just want to say thank you from Italy, from France, Compound. You got a lot of fans here, Alex. We had record viewership today. Like we just blew it out of the water.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I
I thought it went almost to 1,700, which is definitely an all-time record.
Yeah, I'll see the stats after, and could not thank everybody enough for spending their New
We went
Year's
over
here.
1,700, yeah, today. So amazing. Yeah.
My gosh, how to seek employment with Celsius? You're bragging about all these people that we're hiring.
Yeah, jobs at Celsius.network. So we by the way, we've put a bunch of stuff here for you here. So you have OTC at Celsius.network, right? If you want to buy any Cell token and you don't want to move the market, you're not going to pay any fees. You can't even get a discount, right? The more you buy, the bigger you get the discount. Just email OTC at Celsius.network. I love people emailing me every day and saying, what is the OTC email address? It's OTC at Celsius.network. Just like jobs is jobs at Celsius.network.
We keep it very simple.
All the emails are whatever the name is at Celsius.network. Okay, Alex at Mashinsky, you can ask me anything, right? And Twitter at Celsius Network and at Mashinsky. And on Medium, just do a search for celsiusnetwork.medium.com or mashinsky.medium.com, right? So all of that is right there. All right, guys, look.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining. You have something else to add, or are we done?
I was gonna say, and there's a TikTok coming too. So we're plugging into all the channels. We got a new TikTok manager incoming, and I think she's gonna do a great job. So that's it.
Yeah, and I can tell you that we've hired probably a dozen ambassadors already. So if you submitted the resume and you're not hearing from us and whatever, and you're frustrated, the people we hire, the people that are showing us that they can do stuff and they can create a community or they can create content, like Alessio who did the CelsiusHub.com. We offered him a job and he was like, sure, I'm joining Celsius, you know. So you just gotta show us that you're serious about this, right? That you really, first you have the talent, doesn't matter, design or development or content, or you can do TikTok videos. We don't care what talent you have. The point is you gotta show us that you're serious about it. You want to help the community. You're passionate about the stuff, and then we always have a job for you, right? So that just submitting your resume is good, but doing something on top of it is always better. All right, guys, thanks for joining. Great time. Again, like the video. We want to send this to everybody. We want YouTube to promote this as well, to make Celsius viewable to everybody. Join us every week and keep hodling, right? Keep doing what you're doing. Have a great 2021. All right, here we go.
There it is. Going out in style. Thank you, everybody.